We are in the most popular time of the year for people to put their health on the back burner. Let's not do that this year, friends. If you have kind of been wavering and trying to figure out how am I going to finish this holiday season, Christmas, New Year's, and not completely fall off track, then this episode is for you. Today, we're going to dive into sweets. How can we navigate the holiday season and not go and get overloaded on the sweets? Because it's going to cause more damage than you think. And we're going to talk about that too. And then, New Year's, do you have health goals? So many people usually do. In fact, January is the most popular time of the year for brand new New Year's health goals. Are you one of those people? Let's dive into how can we stay on track with our health goals without feeling like we just have to start all over in January. Let's dive in. Hey friend, welcome to Rise Up from Fatigue. Do you want to have more energy throughout your day, every day, and feel good again? Do you find yourself up late at night wondering if there is a natural way to help you feel good in your own body and move with confidence? Do you wake up with big, ambitious goals only to feel overwhelmed when you just don't have the energy and are exhausted? Again. Hey, I'm Melissa. Not long ago, I too struggled just to get through my day. I felt tired all the time and wished I could do more. I wanted to feel like a new person and feel good in my body. But I kept telling myself I didn't know how, and I was overwhelmed with not knowing what to do. Until I found natural solutions that helped me find the root cause and treat my fatigue and other symptoms. In this podcast, you will find root cause education, natural remedies, and learn how to live a less toxic lifestyle so that you will reclaim your energy and your health. So grab your filtered water and turn off those notifications. It's time to get you out of survival mode and into thriving. What are you doing to help you navigate the holiday season and really support your body through this time? Are you someone who's a little more anxious this time of year or struggling to focus, really tired? What's going on with you? I may have some help for you. Have you heard of Bioactive Precision Peptides? It's a brand new company that I've been super excited to partner with, and I've got a peptide pairing quiz. So if you would like to see what would be best for your individual needs, I'm going to pop that link down in the description, complete that quiz, and then I will get back to you within about 24 to 48 hours by email, letting you know what would be the best kit for you based on your individual needs so that you can support your body as we go through this holiday season. As we get deep into the holiday season, something that becomes really too common is that a lot of people tend to put their health kind of to the side and stop focusing on their goals just because of the festivities and all the things going on. So I thought it'd be really helpful for you if we do just a little mini series with tips and just ideas of ways to navigate the holidays where you're still enjoying it, but yet also still able to support your health, focus on those goals, and not get so off track that you're basically starting all over come January, February, whenever you decide to start those goals. So often January is the most popular time of the year for new health goals. People are trying to get back on track with things. And then we have the holidays, like from Thanksgiving through New Year's, where so many tend to just kind of put everything off to the side and think, oh, it's the holidays. There's no way I can focus on my health because there's all these good things and stuff surrounding me. I just can't turn them down and all of that. But I want to encourage you that there are so many great ways to navigate the holidays where you are still enjoying it. You still get to enjoy some treats, but we don't want to overdo it, right? So when we overdo it, that we have issues. And in fact, you've probably seen stuff floating around on social media. In fact, I just shared a post that I saw where it talked about how we are not in flu season. We are in the low vitamin D, high sugar season, sugar overload season. And that really is the truth. That is why this tends to be the season where everyone is getting sick all the time. We've got the cold weather, lack of vitamin D. We're not getting out in the sun, or maybe just don't have enough sun where we live during this time. So we're deficient in vitamin D. And then we've got all the sweet treats from Halloween all the way into New Year's. There's just treats galore. No matter where you go, whatever gatherings you're having, events, there's always some sort of sweet treats that are just surrounding us. And they're tempting, right? We want to enjoy it. We want to have a little treat, but sometimes we tend to overload. And so if we're overloading on sugar, that is creating the flus and colds and all of the things, because all the viruses and bacteria and all of that, the critters, they feed off of that sugar. And then that's why we become sick. So I want to encourage you that it's okay to enjoy some treats. There's nothing wrong with that. My suggestion is try to stick with the cleaner options of treats if possible and as much as possible. And then if you are going to have treats, really do it in moderation. Don't just overly consume a whole bunch of treats throughout the season. Have a little bit every so often if you really want to have it. And then challenge yourself to maybe go where you only have treats on certain days or at certain gatherings, but then the rest of the week you're really avoiding all of that. You're not just continuing to eat cookies and pie and all the things throughout the week, and then yet you're still consuming a whole bunch of it when you go to that gathering. So if we learn how to kind of just balance that out, it can really help support our body. If we're struggling with fatigue, which so many of you are, because you listen to this show, and that's something I have struggled with. That's what I'm passionate about helping you with. Overloading on sugar is not going to help. In fact, it's going to cause more damage, more stress on the adrenals. So we don't want that. We don't want to feel worse. We don't want to feel more drained. So how can we support that? How can we keep our body just fully active and thriving and not being consumed by sugars and all the things, right? So that's what we can do. Let's moderate, do it in moderation. Have a little bit here and there, but then all the other days of the week, try to avoid any kind of sugary treats as much as you possibly can. I would recommend focusing on maybe 1 or 2 days a week. If you know something is coming up, only have a treat at that event. If you've got nothing going on throughout the week, but you really want something, maybe do it once or twice, but have it be a very small amount. Don't have a whole plate full of just sweet stuff, because it really is not flu season. It is that sugar overload season is what it is. And so this is a way that we can support our health throughout the holiday season, is really minimizing the amount of sugar we are consuming, and you are going to feel so much better as a result. It will be well worth avoiding so many of the treats that you normally would be overly consuming. So you can still have them, but like I said, moderation is key here. Then there's the side of clean ingredients. And so many often assume that if you're eating a healthier diet, you don't do any sweets at all. And that's not true. There's just healthier ways to go about it. So many of the pre-made options that are out there are just loaded with toxins and junk. But then there are other options that are either pre-made or you can make yourself, that can be made with clean ingredients, clean, real ingredients. None of this artificial dyes and high fructose corn syrup and any of that junk that is really just compromising your health. But we can make things in a healthier way. If you are not up for making things, there are mixes that are way cleaner than the traditional brands you're used to. And then depending on where you live, there may be a really good bakery that actually makes things fresh, uses good ingredients, allergen friendly. Seek those out as an option. Okay, so if you are incorporating any kind of sweets, there are options. But I'm going back to saying this again, and I will say it over and over, moderation. This is key. We do not want to overload on sugar. I know this can sound easier said than done, especially if you are someone who really loves sweets, but I want to encourage you that throughout this holiday season, don't let it be a time of, I don't want to focus on my health. I'm just going to wait till the new year. I'm going to eat all the things I want right now. Don't do that. Instead, start taking steps to minimize but still enjoy, so that come New Year's, you are not feeling like you have to start all over again. That's what happens. So many people think, oh, I'm just going to put all of it to the side. I'm just going to enjoy the holidays, eat whatever I want, and then New Year's, I'm going to start all over. Well, you're causing a lot of stress on your body when you do that. And we end up in this vicious cycle of working on our health, then falling off track, then working on our health and falling off track. And yes, there are times where we do get off track. You go on vacation, or, the holidays is a big one. There are times you are going to get off track, but we want to minimize how off track you actually get. Just like if you're traveling. So if you're traveling during the holiday season and you're thinking, oh man, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat like I do at home when I'm traveling, I want to encourage you to kind of rethink that and shift your mindset, because chances are you probably can eat pretty clean when you're traveling. You just have to be more aware of the options that are available and make better choices. Okay? So, can you still enjoy eating out during the holidays? Yes. But I'm going to encourage you to make healthier, cleaner choices to the best of your ability. Obviously, we don't always know the type of ingredients and the quality of ingredients being used in a restaurant or wherever we're eating, but we can at least take our responsibility and make a better choice as far as what we're choosing to consume. That's what I always say. I don't want to get stressed out. I know a lot of these restaurants are using seed oils that are highly inflammatory, no good for us whatsoever, but I can't control all of that. And there are times where if we're traveling or we just want to go out for a nice dinner or a nice lunch because we haven't done that in so long, I'm not going to be stressed out thinking, oh, but they probably use these oils, so no, I don't want to go eat. No, instead, I'm just going to try to choose as healthy of an option as I can. Okay, that is my stance on it. There are other people who are going to be strictly like, no way, we're not eating at any of these places because they use these oils, they don't use good ingredients and all that. And I get that. I would much rather do that. But this really depends on where you live, where you're at. And I always say, choose your battles. You're not going to do everything 100%, but we can do better. We can always do better. Okay, so as you're navigating the holidays, I'm going to encourage you, become more aware, have those treats in moderation, really look at how often are you eating them, and can you drop that down to 1 or 2 days a week at the most? Can you set a limit for yourself? You're not going to feel down and upset that you're missing out. Chances are you're going to feel so much better and more energized because you're not overly consuming the sweets. And then if you're eating out or you're eating at a family member's house, enjoy food, but choose the cleaner, healthier options to the best of your ability. If you're eating out at, let's say you're going to a family member's house for a gathering or a work Christmas party or something like that, where somebody is cooking the food or they're providing the food, if you have allergens, you have to be super careful. So here's my biggest tip for that. If you have allergies and you have no idea what's going to be served, I would eat a meal before you go. That's what I do. If I'm not sure if I'll even be able to eat where I'm going, usually I'll try to eat my meal at home and then we can go and I'll just try and enjoy time with people. And then I'll see, maybe there will be some things I can have. The other option is you can also take some food with you. You could bring your own meal so that you're still getting to enjoy a meal with people, but you know it's food that you can safely eat and not have reactions to. Those are the two choices that I've always gotten back and forth with. It really depends on where I'm going, what's the event, all that kind of thing. It really just depends on a variety of factors. So many people in my life know now that I cannot have any gluten, any dairy whatsoever. Like I will have reactions. And so they know that about me. And so they try to make better choices as far as like the restaurants they're choosing for the get-togethers, or do their best to make sure there's things that I can have or will ask me for input. So if you are doing life with people who understand you've got allergens or you've got very strict dietary needs because you feel better when you do that, hopefully you're being surrounded by people who support and want to encourage that and want you to feel better, and they're not going to be just not caring, right? We hope that they're going to care and they're going to take that into consideration when they're choosing the restaurant or they're choosing the food that's going to be provided. But not everybody is fully aware of what can and can't be used. So they might try, but then you'll discover, oh, yeah, that is dairy. I can't have that. Or, yeah, that ingredient has gluten in it. I can't have it. And there's no shame in that. We have to really stick to that, especially if you notice reactions as a result of something that you have. You've got to stay strict on that because you do not want to be suffering the effects of consuming something you know had something you shouldn't be consuming, right? You're not going to feel good. I know that's me. I try not to knowingly eat something or consume something I know I'm going to be regretting later. I don't want to do that to myself. So if I know, oh, that one's probably not a good idea, then I'm going to avoid it. But then there's sometimes where I'm like, I think it's fine. From what I can tell and what they've said they used or whatever, seems fine. Then I'll try it. Are there times where I realized there was probably cross-contamination or there was probably something in it? Yes, that has happened many times. And that's the struggle I face a lot. But it's not always super severe. It just depends on what it is, what kind of contamination was there, ingredients being used, the environment. There's a lot of factors that play into that. So make choices that are best for you and stick with it. If you know you should not be consuming something because you're not going to feel well after, don't cave. Don't eat it. Don't consume it. And you will feel so much better. Okay, you will regret eating something or consuming something you know causes you problems. Even if you're like, oh, it's just one night, I'll be fine, it shouldn't be too bad. Well, then the next day you're feeling miserable. We don't want that, okay? So there's so many ways we can navigate the holiday season and just feel equipped and enjoy and thrive and not feel like, oh, I just got to put it all on the back burner for the holidays. There's so many things we can do. I would love to know what is one strategy that you have learned to implement when you're going to gatherings, whether it's during the holiday season or just throughout the year. What is something you have started doing that you have been able to stick to that has been very beneficial for you and you've noticed a difference? And so that's something you try not to ever compromise on, or you don't compromise on. I would love to know, what is it that you do that is helping you to stick with your plan, stick with your goals? Come share with us over in the Facebook community. I would love to know, what are you doing that's been helpful for you and that you have been sticking with? Even if the holidays are going on, there's gatherings going on, events, all the things, but you're like, nope, this is what I have to stick to and I feel better because of it. Share with us over in the Facebook community. I'd love to hear. And then if there is something you want me to talk about next week regarding the holiday season and some tips, and you're listening to this in live time, share that over in the Facebook community. In fact, I will probably pop a question over there this week asking, what tips would you like me to talk about in next week's episode? Until next time, friends, have a great day and be careful on those sweets. Hey friend, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts? It lights me up to know that this podcast is helping you. Also, please make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode, and share this with another woman in your life who would be blessed. Okay, time for me to get up and tackle the rest of my day with more energy and confidence. I'll meet you back here next week for another episode. Talk to you soon.